All right, guys, welcome back to the No Limits podcast. We got a very special guest with us today. We got the one and only Hasim Rahman Jr. What's good, brother? How you doing?
Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate y'all. How y'all doing?
Great, bro. Great.
I'm doing great.
Yeah, Manib, let's go.
All right, so let's start it right off. Um, so you have a championship coming up. I wanted to get your thoughts on your mindset going into the championship fight against Morrison.
My mindset going to this is just like you said. It's a championship fight. I got not only my name on the line, but I got my family's name, my family's legacy on the line. So, I've prepared for this fight uh, better than I prepared for any fight previously. This is my first championship fight, and I'm ready to make a statement here. I'm ready to show the boxing world that I am the best heavyweight that a heavyweight champion has ever bred. So the
Mm-hmm.
best heavyweight son that has ever came from any heavyweight champion. So it's down to me and Kenzie now, and it's time for somebody to separate themselves from everybody else. And I believe wholeheartedly that's me.
Oh, man.
100%, bro. I agree with you. I'm a huge fan of yours, by the way. That's
Thank
why
you.
this
Thank you.
yeah, that's why this is so exciting. And I also wanted to ask, like, I know you sparred with the man Jake Paul. Can you speak a little bit about that? How was that?
Jake Paul, that's my boy, man. He's a real cool person, real cool dude. Um, he he showed tremendous improvement from the first time I boxed him to the second time when I boxed him. It was a tremendous improvement. I was glad to see that he stayed dedicated to the sport. He actually took it serious, and he's definitely brought some life, a breath of fresh air into boxing. And being the first fighter to actually vouch for him, I'm actually the first pro fighter, active pro fighter, to actually vouch for him. I'm proud to see how far he's come and excited to see how far he's gonna go.
What level would you put him at? Like people say he's either YouTube boxer, professional boxer, amateur boxer. What level would you say he's at?
I mean, he's a professional boxer, right? He's had professional fights. He's gone out there and showed the world that he can produce knockouts, although, albeit against, not the best competition, but he's still going out there doing his job. And you got other people who are recognized as pro fighters that are fighting worse competition than him. So he's definitely a professional fighter and he should be respected as that.
Yeah, and then one guy that doesn't respect him is KSI. Do you have any thoughts on him?
KSI is trash.
Ouch.
Hot.
Damn, that's it.
KSI is trash. If he fought Jake Paul, he's going to sleep.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Okay. I don't think KSI fans will be happy hearing that.
Man, KSI fans need to find a new bandwagon.
Oh. Did,
That when they,
did you spar with Logan by any chance too, or it was just Jake?
no, I was there. He actually sparred with another heavyweight that was there that day. I was in camp with Joey DeJeco, and Logan was at the time supposed to be, I believe, the better brother because this was around
Yeah.
the time he fought KSI. So
Okay.
it was the first time we sparred. So Logan sparred with Joey and I sparred with Jake after they worked. So it was good work all around the board. I mean, Jake's the best out of the YouTubers that we've mentioned, but Logan's I don't think he's on Jake's level like that. I don't think Logan is as good as Jake.
Fair enough. I feel Jake takes it more seriously where I could see him like wanting to fight for a championship. I'm not saying that will happen, but Logan on the other hand, I think he's just trying to make those big fights happen.
Yeah.
But like
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
no, I agree.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask like so can we get like a little breakdown from like a professional boxer? What do you think would happen when KSI and Jake Paul step in the ring? Like exactly.
KSI and Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I think it would be KSI and Jake Paul, I think that Jake has better fundamentals than KSI. I see KSI starting to break down after about the third or fourth round, especially with all his time that he's taken off. That's never a good thing. I think that Jake would exploit that and use that to his advantage. Once KSI gets outside of the second, third round, he's gonna start to peel apart. And Jake's not gonna go anywhere when KSI lands his clean shots. That's the thing. That I think that'll be the difference. I think with Jake's punch resistance and KSI's lack of activity, that will make for an easy night for Jake.
Okay, so what do you think KSI can do to win?
I don't think he can do anything to win.
Case.
Well,
don't think-
he's saying he's on a different level, but say the levels are up to 5. So what level would you put Jake and what level would you put KSI?
If the levels was up to 5, I would put Jake at a 3 and KSI at a 1.
Dang, okay.
So you don't think KSI is like famous trainer Vidal Riley?
I don't think he's impressive at all. I'm highly unimpressed with KSI. I'm highly unimpressed with Vidal. If dreams could come through, if dreams could come true, me and Jacob beat up KSI and Vidal on the same night.
So explain that. Where did this whole Vidal Riley feud start? Because I've heard about
He said
this.
my name because somebody tagged me in a post where he said my name where I was supposed to. I guess he thought that by. So what happened was he had a fight with Rashad Couture. He pulled out for whatever reason. He strained his back or something like that. He strained his back or he had some type of injury, whatever it was. That wasn't his first time pulling out of a fight. I don't pull out of fights. I don't sign my name on the dotted line and then be like, "Oh, I'm not ready." No, I go through. I've battled some crazy things in my career already. Even to the point where about to fight Rashad Couture with COVID. So I was about to take his place and still supposedly on the reserve, but still was gonna fight. Either way it goes, he felt like the winner of that fight would earn the right to fight him, and it didn't sit with me the right way. How could someone who's ahead of you in the boxing game, I got twice as many fights as him, almost 3 times as many fights as him. Why would I be fighting somebody to earn the right to fight you? I didn't like the way he worded that at all. But he hasn't said anything since, and I keep, he says that we could fight or whatever, but we know my track record and we know Vidal's track record. I step up to the plate every single time. Y'all never heard of me backing out of no fight. Y'all never heard of me turning down no fights. Every time you hear my name in the headlines, it's Rockman signs to fight this person or Rockman's up to fight that person. And even when they called me for this fight I got now, it didn't take me but 2 minutes to seal the deal. I didn't even think about it. I didn't ask for I had no counter offer. I did no negotiating, nothing. I just said, let's go. I'll take it. Let's go. I took shorter money. I took B-side. I took everything I wasn't supposed to take. Everything stacked against me, but I still took it because I believe in myself that much. So I would do the same thing with Vidal. Vidal's name came to me. I'm taking it because that's just an opportunity right there that doesn't come around every day. So he should have never said my name.
So do you think because Vidal got a little bit clout on YouTube, he thinks he's on like a different level from like professional boxers as such as yourself?
Yeah, I think he's got a little full of himself. He shouldn't have. There's no way he should feel like he belongs in the ring with me. Honestly, he don't belong in the ring with me. I understand the man got amateur experience. He's got some experience boxing for a long time, but it's levels to this. It's definitely levels to this, and I don't think that with the things that I bring to the table, it would be a good idea for him to step in the ring with me for a fight, especially at this stage. So for him to say that is just asinine because I know you're not gonna get in the ring. You know you're not gonna get in the ring. So you really just running your mouth for the internet. And I don't play that. So when I see Vidal, I'm gonna have some words for him.
Ooh.
Oh man. All right. It's getting a bit hot. Let's move away from this topic a bit and let's get more back onto you. So your father, obviously being a legendary boxer, um, what do you carried from your father as a person and or as a boxer?
You know, growing up, I seen so many people look up to my father as a champion. So I just like to carry on that same legacy and that same respect. You know, my father used to be around NBA players, NFL players, and they would, you know, they don't stop for their fans and sign autographs and really show their fans the type of love that my father did. And he had to explain to me it's because, they don't have to stop. They're gonna get paid the same regardless. But, boxing is different. It's a different sport. We are embedded in every punch in every pay-per-view count. So we gotta stop for every fan. We gotta stop and sign every autograph. We gotta acknowledge every person that acknowledges the blood, sweat, and tears that we put in. So seeing my father do that and be such a magnificent people's champion, definitely made me work hard, and I would love for people to respect me the same way. And definitely the youngest that's coming up in the game, I want them to look up to me too and take some things that I did and see some places I went wrong and avoid the places where I messed up and make better decisions and definitely take some things that I did right and add it to their game. That's the beautiful part of being a champion. Is
Mm-hmm.
I wanna set the path for the next champions behind me, and because I'm taking things for the champions that came before me, even the champions that's fighting today, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney. I'm taking things from them every day. Javante Davis. It's every day I watch these guys and I take stuff from them and put it in my arsenal. So, I can't wait for young fighters to be telling me or telling me that I did this so good or I did that so good or this was the way that they didn't know they could do it like this, so they're gonna do it like this now because they seen me do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that is, I think it's about to be a new thing in boxing, these juniors, because a lot of people say that fighters' sons can't fight, but who's to say that? When a man becomes a doctor and his sons want to be doctors, when somebody becomes a carpenter and his sons want to be carpenters, somebody becomes a lawyer and they still want to be lawyers, it's always, the son is going to be better. But now all of a sudden, even in football and basketball, majority of the time the sons are up to par with the dad. But in boxing, it's always it's. I mean, for as far as I've seen, the sons get written off, and we have a much higher mountain to climb than the rest of boxing. It's difficult being a junior or being the son of a champion because the radar is always on you. That's why I have a tremendous amount of respect for my opponent because he's faced the same battles I faced. His father was heavyweight champion of the world. My father was heavyweight champion of the world. So I understand the difficulties it takes getting fights, the difficulty it takes growing up, being in that type of spotlight,
Yeah.
especially with my opponent. He grew up in a small town, small area. So that just means his father was just that much bigger in that realm. And I mean, your father's a Hollywood movie star. That's everybody knows Tommy Gunn. So like I said, I have a tremendous amount of respect for my opponent because I could only imagine and relate to the lifestyle he had to endure. So I just know it's gonna be fireworks on April 29th.
100%, bro. And regarding the thing you were saying is like how people say the sons can't fight. Only people that say that are dumbasses because that makes no sense to me. I think those people trying to hate on you, hate on your success, but fuck those guys. You do your thing, bro.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and bro, before we start the next topic, I just want to say Ramadan Mubarak. Like I'm not Muslim, but Manib is Muslim, and I've always wondered, like as an athlete yourself, as someone that's going into a championship fight, can you explain how you're dealing with fasting for Ramadan and then also training?
It's difficult. Um, is definitely a work in progress. It's something that you have to work on. It's something that it's extremely difficult, and you can't just hop right into it. You have to train your body to be able to deal with it. But Ramadan Kareem and Ramadan Mubarak to all the Muslims across the world. But I just feel like with the power of Allah, anything is possible, man. I believe that everything that has been sent my way, all the timing is right, all the training and the preparing is correct. So when when it comes time to fight, it's in Allah's hands. Everything that came before was predestined. So it was already written for this to be in the month of Ramadan. So I'm going to do what I need to do, and get to where I need to go. And I'm not gonna stop being Muslim because of my job. I'm still gonna be Muslim. I'm still gonna praise one God. I'm still gonna fast. I'm still gonna pay my zakat. I'm still gonna do everything that I need to do. Just because I have to work doesn't mean I have to stop being religious.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's great words from you, man. I don't want to take too much of your time. I just have one more question for you. So do you have any advice for people wanting to enter boxing?
Yes. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. The first time you shadow box, you're gonna be terrible, just like I was, just like Floyd Mayweather was, just like Sugar Shane Mosley and Lenox Lewis and Mike Tyson. Everybody was terrible the first time they shadow boxed. Terrible, garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But they all turned into champions and great fighters because they stuck with it. So if you're gonna get into boxing, just know you don't play boxing. It's not something that you play. This is something that you're gonna bleed, you're gonna cry, you're gonna sweat. You gotta know that going in. But the glory worth it? That's up to the fighter. How much does it mean to you to be legendary? How much does it mean to you to be glorious? How much are you willing to sacrifice for the referee to raise your hand at the end of the day? So me, I know I'm willing to give my life when that bell rang because I seen my father go fearlessly 100%. Eddie Vander Holyfield with the gargoyle on his head. And at that moment, I knew, okay, if I ever decide to do this, y'all be ready to die because he could have died right there. So that was to put clothes on my back so I could go to school fresh, so I could have the new Jordans, so I could go to the steakhouse with him.
Yep.
It was really for me. I'm the oldest. So I wanted the new backpacks and the new Jordans and the new Nike this, the new that. I wanted all that stuff. So he went out there and got it. So, inshallah, I'll be able to provide my family with the same. And Mackenzie Morrison is in the way. He got to go.
Let's
sure.
go. Yeah, so a common trend I see is like on TV, when you guys box, people think it looks easy. Like, oh, no, I'll just jab my way out of it. I'll duck this, that. But then they spar someone and then they get hit. Then they're like, oh, I don't like this.
Mike Tyson said the best. Everybody has a plan till they get hit in the face.
Yeah,
that's gonna be definitely gonna be a factor in anybody's decision to box, man. When you first get hit, it's different than the time when you get hit hard. Everybody has that time when they get hit hard, and then you're gonna get hit hard to the face, you're gonna get hard to the body. You gotta go through both of those in order to say you want to keep boxing. When you get hit you're hit so hard with a body shot that you can't really move or think, or don't know what to do, and your tank on empty, what are you gonna do? One question is gonna come to mind: is this really what I want to do?
Yep.
Now, the way you answer that is going to determine how far you go.
Agreed. And Hasim, if you're ever down in Toronto, let's get some one-on-one training in. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all over the States too. So when you come to the States, let me know where you at.
100%, bro. All right, man. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it,
Thank
especially.
you, guys, man. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, let's hopefully have you back on with that title on your waist.
Yes, sir.
100%.
So I'm bringing the belts to all my interviews after the fight, man. We bringing the belts. So
All
thank y'all.
right.
Yes,
All right, see you,
I
man.
appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
All right. Yep.
Peace.
All right.
Peace out.